Well, a lot of people would say not enough.
Well, yeah, well, there's more than 1,000 have also been arrested. Again, you won't see that in the media, but say go to the FBI homepage and look at their news, and you see how many bankers are being arrested by the FBI, for example. And they won't report it in the newspapers, but it's happening. And it is on the FBI homepage. So I believe they're with the good guys now. But, it's a mix. There's the bad guys everywhere.
Sure.
And usually they're at the top.
Right.
But the rank and file is not bad. They're good people, and they know that something's wrong.
They're the cannon fodder.
From all directions now.
They're the ones who get shredded every time.
Yep. And the middle class, of course, in the U.S. has been totally devastated by these
Not much left.
Americans were at the richest in 1973. That's when a guy working at a GM factory could live in a big middle-class house, have 2 cars, and his wife would stay home with the kids.
I talked to a guy today who has lost virtually, he was a real estate developer. Not full-time, but that's what he did as an avocation. He wasn't, a realtor. He was a developer. He lost all of it, and he's not happy, and you'd like talking to this guy. He knows exactly who's behind it. He knows exactly how it was done. And he said, Jeff, I want to tell you, I've had more than a few people I know have put a shotgun to their heads in the last several months, and they're gone. And that's locally in this area. Now, probably across the country, there are thousands.
Goldman Sachs, okay? They have record bonuses while everyone else is miserable.
Yeah, well, of course.
What they do is always they lend people more money than they can prudently spend. They create a bubble, and then they pull back all the money, and then people suddenly they can't pay their loans, and then they just take their stuff, take their property, take their factory, take their,
of course,
lives.
Yeah.
They are predators. They are not interested in developing the U.S. economy.
But these same people have been at this for what, a couple thousand years? I don't know.
Yeah.
The same mentality.
But you see, the thing is, again, this is from the perspective of many countries in the world. The West is like Babylon. You have a Babylonian god king at the top and a brainwashed pyramid of people under complete control and enslavement. And they don't realize it. That's a horrific machine. That's how they look at it.
Sure.
And I think they're right now. Unfortunately, they destroyed Western civilization. They bought the science magazines and started distorting the process of science and hiding information from people. They took over the academic world and compartmentalized it. So you get all these specialized idiots who don't know what the hell's going on in the world because they're only studying a tiny little square of information. They've deliberately dumbed people down, and they hate generalists, people who have a broad perspective, because they're the people they can't fool. They're the people they can't just give misinformation. I mean, this climate thing is a good example. People trusted Nature magazine, and so they read it there, they say, okay, the world is getting hot. Oh, my gosh, it's an emergency. But if they're being told lies, but they don't know. They're operating on misinformation, so they may come up with the wrong conclusions. These people have destroyed Western civilization, and we're going to destroy them as a result. We'll bring back Western civilization to what
a lot of people hope that your friends can turn loose those 10,000 gentlemen to do their thing.
It's happening bit by bit. But, the thing is that we're doing it in a peaceful way because we don't want to give them an excuse to start a war.
They don't need an excuse.
So the Chinese have already set up a new financial system. You can trade every currency in the world, the South American, Middle Eastern, the Japanese, with the renminbi. So the rest of the world's economy is now growing at a fast pace. It's only the U.S. and Western Europe. They're being kind of isolated right now from the rest of the world economy.
Right.
Until we can flush these scumbags out of the top of your system. And that's what's happening.
Well, fascinating. So, what's Christmas like in Japan?
Christmas in Japan, on Christmas Eve, is when guys take their girlfriends out for an expensive date and maybe give them a Tiffany jewelry or something. It's considered a time for lovers. They sell a lot of erotic Santa clothing. And Christmas Day, maybe the father will bring a little present for the kid, but it's not a holiday here.
I see.
But then there are lots and lots of Christmas decorations and Christmas music everywhere.
Erotic Santa clothing, all right.
But in Japan, the real Christmas is New Year's. That's when the family gets together and they eat the special feast, and that's their equivalent.
All right. Well, we'll talk to you on December the 23rd. Maybe you can spend a little bit more time. That's very interesting.
Yeah, you should be allowed to report by then, too. Things are happening at a very fast pace.
Okay. Thanks a lot, Ben, as always.
Thank you.
Take care.
Yeah, bye.
Benjamin Fulford, live from Tokyo. Always interesting.